The ability to recognize and name any font you see does not make you a better designer. Phew. Now that that's out there, can we all move on with our lives, please? Knowing all the fonts might save you some time, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but honestly, there's a bit of a stigma that if you don't know what font a restaurant menu is using, are you even a designer, bro? And as someone who is terrible at font recognition, it still makes me feel inferior even after like 15 years in the game. Fortunately, there's now a font recognition tool built into Illustrator, but there's an even better one in Photoshop that's been around for yonks. I used it last night. I was on Spotify checking out an album from a band that used to play in my hometown, and in the corner there was this little label with the font on it, and I was like, oh, that's the font from the British Heart Foundation logo. But when I googled the logo, it turned out I was wrong. I used to work with charity brands all the time when I was the designer at Runner's World magazine, and I was almost certain that this font was used for a UK-based charity. And by now I was committed to finding it, otherwise I'd be awake at 3 AM thinking about it. So I just googled UK charity logos and started scrolling, but I still couldn't find it. So I took a screenshot, dropped it into Photoshop, and then typed the same wording out underneath the image and went to type match font. Then I just selected the options until the type matched up, and it recognized the font as Trash Hands. So I went back to Google and searched for charity logos that use the font Trash Hands, but that came up with nothing. And now I'm completely committed. I must find the charity that uses this font. But there was something about the British Heart Foundation that was just niggling at me. So I checked their website to see if it was being used for like headings or H1 tags, but nope. But then I remembered I worked for Runner's World back in 2010, so I went to the Wayback Machine and found a capture of their homepage from back in 2010, and right there on the hero image, wouldn't you know, Trash Hands. Now, why my brain retains that kind of information but forgets my wedding anniversary, I'll never know. And maybe if I'd been able to spot Trash Hands right off the bat, it might have saved me some time. But being able to spot a font certainly doesn't improve your design ability. It's just a skill that designers kind of wear with pride because it's a mark of experience and just shows how many years you've had in the game. So don't worry about it.